Ooh, I hope this is it. Nope,
Mhm.
that's not it. But I'll find it in a sec. Here we go.
Can get through anything, okay? And at that moment, I knew my life had changed forever. Hello, how you doing? Yes. Can we all just stand up really quick because you've been sitting for a minute? Can we all stand up, move our legs around? I am Tina, otherwise...
Meet Tina, StarzTina Wilson, a beacon of hope and transformation for women over 40. As a licensed life and health coach, Tina specializes in empowering those who have faced life's toughest challenges.
The edge of their seat. So when someone says, Tina, how did you feel? I'm going to say, I have it at the edge of their seat.
Drawing from her personal triumphs over tragedy, Tina guides women on a transformative journey. Her unique approach is grounded in the 5 pillars of transformation: mindset, heart set, nutrition, fitness, and resilience. Tina's mind, body, and soul awakening program isn't just about surviving, it's about thriving. Through her online fitness boutique studio, she merges physical well-being with emotional growth. As an international motivational speaker, Tina's voice resonates across continents. She inspires and educates through her podcast, her dynamic presence on platforms like Clubhouse and Toastmasters International, and her compelling storytelling. Celebrating her latest achievement, the publication of her first book, No More Traumedy, Tina continues to leave a lasting mark in the art of transformation.
I said I need to make a book for anyone who's had some type of trauma or tragedy because there's no playlist. People don't like to talk about it. Remember, I was with my coach and I'm like, well, this person's got a cool thing. They do motivation. They do finances. I talk about traumedies. That's not cute. He's like, Tina, you make traumedies look good. Yeah.
StarzTina Wilson, transforming lives by overcoming one traumedy at a time.
Hey, happy. I was going to say Saturday. Happy day to each and every one of you. It is not Saturday. Today is Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday. Hey, everybody. So if this is your first time on my channel, welcome. I am Tina. We are having our Tuesday night nutrition meeting, and I am so excited to be here tonight. And when I say excited, like super duper excited. Tonight, we're going to be talking about all about intermittent fasting. We're going to have our group come in here. But before our group hops in, there's a couple things I need you to do. First of all, if you're watching this, I don't care if you're watching this on Zoom, I don't care if you're watching this on YouTube, I need you to go subscribe, all right? Go somewhere and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, because we want to get those subscriptions up. I'm a life and health coach. I'm that person that's going to take you from good to great to amazing. Amazing when it comes to your health and wellness. Fitness is my passion. Fitness is the thing that makes you feel great all over when it comes with your relationships, with your money, with your mindset, with your everything. Now, tonight we're talking about intermittent fasting because that's what the group chose. We have an online community. It's a great community. I absolutely love them. We have online fitness classes. We have classes throughout the day. By the way, if you know anyone who teaches nighttime classes, please let me know because we need a nighttime instructor. So if you know anyone, let me know. All righty. So in the group, we made a vote. What did you guys want me to talk about? And everyone said intermittent fasting. If you do not know, nutrition, I repeat, nutrition is 80% of how you look, of how you feel. If you're eating processed foods, if you're eating garbage, guess what? You're going to feel that way. You're probably going to look that way. You're probably going to smell that way. Have you ever smelled someone, they smelled like meat or they smelled like body odor, like not good at all? Not cute. I know I'm going like TMI, but we had like a pooping video in the chat about the squatty potty. Type in the chat if you love a good squatty potty. Like I got a squatty potty. I love a squatty potty. So important. But even like deodorant. I remember when I was teaching fitness classes, I legit would teach 2 to 3 classes a day. And one day I forgot to wear deodorant. And that one day went to 2 days to 3 days. And after a while, I was like, I don't need deodorant because I was eating so clean. And also teacher class shower, teacher class shower, it just kind of went hand in hand with that. But when it comes to nutrition, 80% of how you look and knowing your numbers, just like in finances, you probably know how much money's in your bank account. Yes, no? Or you kind of have an idea of how much money's in your bank account? Yes, do you? Well, when it comes to your body is no different. You probably have an idea of how much you weigh. right? But do you know how many calories you're taking in? Can we go even deeper? Do you know how many grams of fat you're taking in? Do you know how many grams of sugar you're taking in? Do you know how many grams of um, iron? Sorry, iron of salt that you're taking in? Because you have to make sure that your journey, your fitness journey, whether it's exercise, whether it's food, has to be specific for you. Yes, the FDA makes these wonderful things. Well, you should have X amount of grams of that, but that's just a general thing, right? Now, if you're interested on what you and your body needs or wants when it comes to nutrition, you can see a you can see a dietitian. I can work with you. I'm a health coach as well. I just pretty much go by what your goals are. If you're looking to gain weight, lose weight, or maintain, so important. I want to invite you, if you have not already, purchase my fitness journal. You just simply go on Amazon. You type in Elite Stars Transformation Journal. This journal right here is good for 3 months. The cool thing about it, it helps you track your food. It helps you track your fitness and all that great stuff. So I'm going to open up the floor, which means I'm taking my face off the camera right now to make it a group interactive thing. And before I talk, this is a nutrition workshop. So I want to hear what you guys know, what you think you know about intermittent fasting. Aisha, I'm sorry, girlfriend, you got to go last because you know the most. So tell me. No, I'm sorry, everyone else except Aisha. Aisha can't because she knows a lot of the answers. So Marcia, I'll let you go first.
So I probably don't know. I probably know the least, but
That's
um,
perfect. So you're talking at the right time.
yes. So what I know about intermittent fast is intermittent fasting to me is sustaining from food for a window of time. Now, me personally, when I intermittent fast, part of it is going to be while I'm asleep, but I like the majority of my intermittent fasting to be while I'm awake. Why? So I can sustain, so I can oppress, and so I can be in study with the Lord.
Okay. So, do you currently fast? If so, how long? Because I heard you talk about the Lord with it. Tell me about that.
Okay, I like to start it out with prayer when I get up in the morning, um, and to just read something inspirational. Yes.
I love that. I love that. I love that. Because there are different types of fasting, right? Like you said, prayer and fasting, and that's really good when you want to reach your goals and things like that. So I absolutely love that. Anyone else, mommy? What are your thoughts when you hear of intermittent fasting? What do you think about?
What do I think about schedule? You have certain time that you eat.
Do you like it? Do you enjoy it?
It makes life easier.
Okay, I like that. I like that. What about you, Marcia? Welcome, girlfriend. You can unmic. You don't have to show your face if you don't want to. If you're just hopping on, if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe and type in the chat. What do you think of? What do you know about intermittent fasting, Marcia? What do you know about it? Talk to me, Mama. She's like, girl, I do not feel like talking. That's okay. All right, Aisha, you're up. I see you pressing a button. What do you know about intermittent fast? Oh, never mind, Marcia, unmic. Go ahead, Marcia.
Hey, intermittent. Hi.
You're
Hi,
right.
everybody.
We're good, girlfriend. Thank you for joining
Well,
us.
intermittent fasting, I just know that it really doesn't work for me per se
What
because,
doesn't work? What doesn't work for you? The
well,
eating, the
well,
losing the weight. What part of
well,
it?
fasting, yeah, because I'm practicing in a fasting state all the time. Because sometimes I don't eat for 10 hours out of the day. But then I still don't lose no weight.
Okay, we will definitely get into that.
So, so I think that possibly is we got all of these little intrinsic peptides and all these things in our system, and that our hunger genes and enzymes that turns on and off, and maybe that's what's going on. Maybe I've just been this way for so long, I've got to retrain myself again. you know.
Exactly. And that happens sometimes because our body kind of gets used to things, right? Think about when you what you did in your 20s worked, 30s you had to change, 40s you had to change, 50s had to change, all that kind of stuff right there. Aisha, what are your thoughts on intermittent fasting?
Well, I have a lot of thoughts, but what came to my mind right now is for me, it's just giving my body like a break for my for my body to do what it needs to do to break down stuff to yeah, just kind of help my organs kind of cleanse themselves. Like literally when you said that, like what do I think about? That was the first thing that came to my mind. Minus all like the other benefits of, losing weight and all of those things. It just gives my body a break in order to like cleanse and release. So honestly, that was the first thing that came to my mind.
I love that because you are the pro with it.
I am, and I don't know. I don't necessarily lose weight, but I feel good and I sleep better. And all of my tests have come back saying that everything is within normal levels, so that's good.
I love that. I love that. What about you, Carla? Would you like to share with us your thoughts on intermittent fasting before we get into the meat and potatoes of it? But I'm get it? Meat and potatoes, intermittent fasting. Sorry, that was corny. Carla, would you like to unmic and share?
Yes. The intermittent fasting is good, or as it, like someone said, it cleans you out and it gives you that break instead of just eating, 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 eating. It gives you that pause. I would say that.
Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Um, you made me think about something, Carla. And Carla, can you find the video I made on YouTube about hunger? It should be a short one, physical hunger. Do you know which one I'm talking about? You posted it on your Instagram page. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
Yes, I find it.
Can you text it to me, please? Renee, what are your thoughts on intermittent fasting?
My thoughts on, pardon me, my thoughts on intermittent fasting is that in order for us to have our bodies operate at a premium, optimal performance of our bodies, our minds, we need to give it a break from always processing food, right? So I think that that's one of the chief benefits of the intermittent fasting is to give ourselves a break.
I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. So today I'm going to share with you 7 reasons why it's important. Then I'm going to show you some different areas of the types to do that's going to support you. But I always say do what's best for your body. Like if you've never done intermittent fasting before, you want to start super simple. And the simplest way to start is think of what time you have your last meal. Decide. If you say my last meal is 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 6 p.m., whatever time, Marcia, your last meal is, Marcy, you don't want to have your next meal until that the exact same time or later the next morning. So if your last meal is 7:45 p.m. tonight, 12 hours later, 7:45 a.m., that's the shortest amount of time because that's 12 hours, right? If you can spread it out even longer, even better. But a minimum of 12 hours with nothing in your system. As Aisha had said earlier, your organs need a break. I mean, think about it. If you had to walk to the mall, go up the stairs, and then jog across the street, and then run home, okay, you get a break for 20 minutes, and then you had to run back to the mall, and then jump. Like, that's a lot of work on your legs, right? So imagine how your heart feels. Imagine how your lungs feel, how your liver. If you're constantly eating, the food is constantly working through your body. Another tip I want to talk about is some things that can help you with your health and wellness is chewing. How many times do you chew the food in your mouth? They say you're supposed to chew it about 20, 25 times or until it's liquid and then swallow it. I don't know about you, but sometimes I'm like, oh, I just scarf it down sometimes, right? But you should really chew it a lot. So by the time it gets down, it's almost already digested, right? So chewing your food a lot. Another tip, say, for example, this is my fork. I see some people like this, just like scooping the food in their mouth like they're animals. Put it in your mouth, put the fork down, breathe. Maybe you think, pick the fork back up again, put more food in your mouth, put the fork down. So put the fork down in between your biting of the food. That's going to be mental clarity for you as you're eating. That's eating healthily. Another thing you can do is the way you set up your plate. So, do you give yourself an experience when you're eating? What I mean. So, when I'm eating, I want it to look pretty. Has anyone here ever been to a really nice restaurant and they put the food so nice on it? Like one time, oh my gosh, there's this thing called Zagat rating. I'm not sure if they still do it, but years ago, my friend Donnie and I, we wanted to go to as many Zagat rating restaurants as possible. Zagat rating means like it's really high up there. A few of us went, and it was like $150 a plate for the food. Now the meat, look at your fingernail. It was sliced that skinny. The steak, it was that skinny, and I was just like, uh, we went to White Castles afterwards. That's how, like, I was like still hungry after that. I was like, that is too much. Well, not too much, but it was like ridiculous. My point is, you want to give yourself an experience. It looked really pretty on the plate, but I was still hungry. You can make those experiences at home. If you have a little round bowl, put it in there and put it on your plate. And then you have if you have like brown rice or whatever, have it in a circle. Have make a flower out of it. Make it look really pretty. Also, when you're eating, look at the food and look at the colors. Right? Like if you have you want to try to have as many colors on your plate as possible. And then when you're looking at it, think about the food. For example, if you're eating an orange, maybe you close your eyes, smell the orange, think about the sun that came down when it was growing, think about it on the branch of the tree, think of the dirt, think of the rain that came down on it. Like really give yourself an experience when you're eating. It'll make you slow down because I've been told it's 20 minutes that the food that you're full goes to your brain. So if you're finished your whole plate in like 5 minutes, you're just gonna keep eating and eating and eating and eating. Like my mother takes 2 days to finish one meal because she just eats so slow. It's ridiculous. So take your time when you're eating. Anyone want to add on questions, comments about that? Yes, no, maybe so. Oh,
I think what you said about the presentation of the food makes you appreciate it and savor the moment. That is one way of like, because you also said slowing down, because if you think about it, when you are enjoying something, you want it to last, right? So you want that you'll naturally slow down your eating by making it look nice.
gotcha. Mercy, were you going to say something? Was your hand up? I also
No,
want you, okay. Also want you to think of your bodies as a temple. I don't know verses of the Bible like that, but I know they said like our bodies are temples of God and thinking of what you're putting in your body. Carla, why is your camera off, sunshine? I would love to see your beautiful face. Same as you, Marcy. If you're able to, hi there, girlfriend. How you doing, Mariah? Yes, I love seeing your faces on here. Lets me know that you're really listening and paying attention and getting it. But think of your body, right? This is something from God. We should cherish it. And when you're just throwing any bit of garbage in it, you're just pretty much saying, I don't care about my body. I don't care about you. And think about soda. I've been told, I've never done this, like you can take a bottle of soda and pour it on a, what is it, a battery, and it cleans it. Have you guys ever heard that before?
For
Like take
that,
a Coke. You've
mhm.
never heard that before, Aisha?
Oh.
Yeah, I see some
Yes,
shaking
I've
head.
heard it.
Yeah, I don't do it because I don't clean car batteries. But like if you take a can of Coca-Cola and pour it on the battery of a car and it's all crying like gruddy, it cleans it out. Maybe we can find something like there. But think of what the point of that story is. What are you putting in your body? Look at the ingredients, right? I had a conversation with someone this weekend and I was asking her about menopause because I'm just like, it's driving me to drink with these hot flashes and forgetting stuff and this and that. And she said she didn't go through any of those symptoms because she was living in Africa when she was going through that time. And the food there is so different. Like America put so many preservatives and so many this and so many that. And I hear people say, well, I'm allergic to this, but when I was younger, I wasn't allergic to it. Well, guess what? The soil has changed, the pesticides, all this stuff has changed from when you were younger. And probably almost everyone is probably allergic to some form of gluten or something, right? They tell you it's gluten free, but then you don't know. So you just got to be careful. If you have the ability to have a garden in your backyard, to make a garden, right? Grow some berries or strawberries or something like that. All right, so the 7 reasons why. First of all, it boosts fat burning. Your body taps into stored fat for energy when insulin levels drop. Bye bye, belly fat. Bye bye, belly fat. So the fat burning, we talk about burning fat calories, right? Super, super important. You have your fat calories, you've got your regular calories, you've got when you're exercising, right? You got your target heart rate zone for fat calories and then regular calories. Like, what is she talking about? There's different layers of fat. You got your subcutaneous fat on your belly. And looking at your stomach, that can tell you how healthy you are. If you have a big belly, like you hold a lot of weight in your belly, that's not safe because that's where all your organs are. So the best way to get a six pack, who knows where you get a six pack? Where do you find it? Anyone know? Where do you find a six pack for your abs? Nobody knows? In the
Yes, you
kitchen.
find it in your stomach.
I like that. But you find it in
That's
the
the six
kitchen.
pack you're talking about?
Yes, but you find it in the kitchen. That's how you're going to
What?
get the six pack, by what you're eating. Eating clean is going to give you a
Oh,
six pack. She said in your kitchen. I love it. I love it. Yes. So it boosts the fat burning. That's one good benefit of it. The second one, it increases mental clarity and focus. So fasting supports brain function by increasing um, your brain functions, which helps your memory and your mood. I don't know about you, but I like to be in a good mood, right? And having clear state of mind. I know we were taking, I don't know if Aisha still takes it, these ketones, which really help with your brain fog and memory. Because sometimes it's like, what did I say? What did I do? You go out to the car for something, you totally forget. So when you're doing this with your body, it really helps with the clarity. Hey there, Hannah girl. We're talking about intermittent fasting. First thing we said is it boosts fat burning. Second, increases mental clarity. Third thing, it repairs your body at a cellular level. During fasting, your body activates autophagy, a process that cleans out damaged cells and regenerates new ones. Now, there's different types of fasting, and Aisha, if you want on mic, I know they have 48 hours, they have 72 hours. The longest I did with no food at all was probably 21 days. It was that lemonade diet. You may have heard about it when Beyonce did Dream Girls. She had to drop weight really quick. That's when I said, I'm going to do this. So for 21 days straight, all I had was water, lemons, cayenne pepper, and that grade A simple syrup. I was supposed to do like the salt thing as well. But for 21 days, that's all I had. I felt amazing. I had so much energy. Whenever I do a long fast, whether it's 48 hours or 72 hours, a lot of people are like, well, how are you going to do that? Like it said, it cleans out your organs and you get rid of the old ones and you get new ones. So a lot of people fast in different religions. I know that some religions they fast once or twice a week on a regular basis. I'm not sure. I think it's the Islamic religion. They do that once or twice a week. We currently now do Sundays. So every Sunday, as a team, as a community, we fast for 24 hours. I know we can thank Aisha for that because she actually started it. But doing the 48 and the 72 just really rejuvenates you. I actually did Ramadan. I think it was 2020, and no, it's 2021 or 22. I don't know. Anyway, I did not think I could do it because that you don't eat from sun up to sundown. You don't eat anything at all. And I was just like, and I was still teaching at the time, and I was like, there's no way I can do this. Because I'd have to get up like 3 o'clock in the morning to have my first meal. And then you don't eat again until nighttime, like 7 or 8. And the first day I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. But I did it. And it goes back to the mental toughness. Aisha, do you want to share how you did how you felt or when you did your 48s or your 72s?
Well, as Chris would say, each time. each time you do a fast, you notice different things. So sometimes I felt energized, other times I didn't feel so good. I don't know what was going on at first, but then I got bursts of energy. So each time, again, you will feel different. Even when you do the 24-hour fast, some may be similar, but each time for me, I don't know. I notice something different. Sometimes I get cold. Sometimes I get a little sleepy, I guess, because my body's doing what it needs to do. But yeah, you feel different each time. But listen to your body. Listen to your body.
Love it. And I also want to say, with that, Aisha, it depends on when the month is, like what time of month it is, right? So if you're having your menstrual, or if you're at the beginning or the end, you have to know when your cycle is. That's super important as well.
That's important. And then also, if you are lifting heavy weights, you probably shouldn't be fasting too much. I found out kind of the hard way. I will spare all the details. But I just know on the days that I do go like to lift weights and we lift pretty heavy, that I do have to eat before and after. So that kind of throws off my fasting. But that's for like different purposes, and then also during your time of the month too. You have to be careful with that. So it all depends on what you're doing
Exactly.
as well.
Exactly. So it's very specific. That's why you want a professional, right? When it comes to your health and wellness journey, yeah, it's cute to try to do it yourself, but if you want great results, you have to have someone focus on you and what you do for a living. For example, if you know you're not a morning person and you don't want to be a morning person, then you probably don't want to work out in the morning, right? Because that's not when you have the most energy. So that's not for you. So that's number 3, repairs your body at a cellular level. Number 4, it balances blood sugar and insulin levels. This helps prevent insulin resistance and supports overall metabolic health. So super, super important. And when it comes to the blood sugar and when you're eating, spiking it up and down, you want to have a nice level balance when it comes with your blood sugar and that stuff. Because first of all, it feels good. No one wants to be like up and down and up and down. Number 5, it slows aging and inflammation. I don't know about you, but I don't want to be old. I don't want to look old. Fasting may extend the lifespan and reduce chronic inflammation. Your skin and your joints will thank you. Carla, talk to me about your fasting. How do you fast?
When I fast, usually
Do
when
you
you fast or whatever, you pray to God. And not only that, but when I fast, um, I pick a time, and then for the next day, I will go a little longer.
Okay, so I want a little more specifics. What time do you start?
I'll start maybe like 5:30, and then
Mhm.
I won't eat till about 12, sometimes 1.
Is this an everyday thing you do?
Um, depends on my the time of the month, I'll say.
It's good. Sounds good. Number 6, it preserves lean muscle. When paired with strength training, like Aisha said, intermittent fasting can support fat loss while maintaining muscle mass. So just because you're not eating, you think you're going to lose weight, you're just going to lose weight, but then you're going to build your muscles. You want nice, long, lean muscles. I always say you want to lift heavy because when you're lifting heavy, that's going to lean out your muscles. Ooh, are we about to see Hannah say? We see Hannah in the building. Hey, girl, hey. All right, number 6, preserve and muscle. Number 7, build discipline and emotional control. This is my favorite one. You learn to master cravings, hunger cues, and emotional eating. It's not just physical, it's spiritual too. So to sum all those up, the 7 reasons why intermittent fasting is important. 1, it boosts fat burning. 2, it increases mental clarity and focus. 3, it repairs your body to cellular level. 4, balance blood sugar and insulin levels. 5, slows aging and inflammation. 6, preserve lean muscle. And 7, builds discipline and emotional control. Now I'm going to attempt to play a video because this is when I was doing our fast, and it's not that long. Where is the actual video? This is not the video, Carla. Okay, you know the saying, right? If you want. I was doing our fast, and I was hungry, guys. I was almost losing it. I was almost losing it, and I was like, I need food. I need food. Does anyone know how long hunger pains last? Does anyone know?
I do.
20 minutes.
Right, all right. Check you out. Check you out, girlfriend. Yes, you are absolutely correct. So if you did not see this video, hopefully I can get it to play. If not, then that's okay. Here we go. Here we go. Is it physical hunger or is it emotional hunger? And you may have seen this already. That's how you knew the answer. If you did,
That's
great. If
exactly
not,
how I knew
great.
the answer.
Can you guys see the screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Who's getting hungry? I'm sitting here. I'm like, my belly is like, so I wanted to come in and give you some advice and give myself some advice as well. Okay, here we go. First of all, hunger pains usually last about 20 minutes. That's it. It's kind of like the wave in the ocean, right? They come and they go, kind of like the clouds in the sky. They come and they go. So if you're doing this 24-hour fast with us and you're hungry, like me, I'm hungry. Maybe you drink some water. Sometimes it's not really hunger, but I know for me it's probably hunger. It could be dehydration. It could be boredom. It could be stress or just a habit, like your body's used to eating all the time. You're used to eating. So if you're getting these growls in your stomach, drink water. So sometimes that's all you really need is water, right? Second thing you can do, ask yourself, did I eat enough fiber or protein today? And if you're with us, you probably didn't because you didn't eat yet, but that's okay. Second thing, breathe and listen. Listen to your body. Your body might be calling for care, not calories, okay? Now, I'm going to go over two things. Is it really hunger or is it an emotional thing, right? So real hunger, physical hunger comes gradually. You'll eat almost anything. Even healthy food sounds good if you're really hungry. So right now, papi chulo, I could have some strawberries. I'd even take a carrot and some hummus right now. Yes, some cucumbers and some hummus. That's because I'm physically hungry. Also, you feel it in your stomach. Growling, lightheadedness. I'm not lightheaded. Okay, maybe I am lightheaded. It happens a few hours after your last meal. Now, you know how we said 4 hours with no food and then you eat. And then it stops when you're full. So it's probably not going to stop anytime soon until dinner. But it does give me time to prep what I'm going to eat for dinner, right? Now, emotional hunger, which a lot of us go through, it hits suddenly. It's urgent. It's like, I'm hungry. Like it hits you in the head. That's emotions, right? Craves sometimes specific, like you want potato chips, you want cookies, you want fried chicken, you want chocolate cake. It's like a specific thing. And for me, it's that chocolate cake. And I haven't had chocolate cake in a while, which means I've been handling my emotional hunger. Also, it comes from your head or your heart. Head or heart, not your stomach. So when you're hungry, where is it? Is it here, head, here? You know how they say, can you do that? Or is it your stomach? Where is it coming from? If it's coming from here, it's emotional. If it's here, it's real hunger, okay? It shows up after a stressful call, a long day, or you're bored. It's emotions! It's not really hunger. Also, it doesn't go away after you eat. It doesn't. Like you could sit there and you could eat a whole bag of potato chips. You could eat this and you're still hungry. I want more because you're trying to fuel that pain. You're trying to fuel that emotion. So don't eat when it's emotional, right? Mindful tip. When in doubt, pause. Breathe. Maybe even say a prayer. For 10 minutes, drink water and breathe. And if the craving is still super, super strong, it's probably just emotional, alrighty? So let's get this 24-hour fast. I'm just gonna drink more water. I'm hungry. Am I the only? All right, crew. So can anyone relate Can anyone relate to that video?
Yes.
Yes, no, maybe so. Talk to me.
Yes. Because I have
So for
eaten. Because you're so hungry, you eating something. You think you're hungry, but you eat some, and it be like you tell yourself, "Oh, that's not what I want," so I'm not satisfied. That's what I tell myself, at least.
You mean like if you're eating something and it's not the taste that you want, like
Yes.
sweets or something like that?
Yes.
It's like you're looking for something, like if it's a salt or a sweet or like, oh, I need something. I get that. I get
Yes.
that. Another
Yeah.
thing I want to say as well, eat until you're full. Like if you finish eating and you're still hungry, eat some more food. Eat it slower, make sure it's something healthy. Hannah, were you going to say something?
Yes, I was gonna say whenever I am starting a fast, even if I eat already and I decide I'm not eating anymore, I will get that extreme craving to get some peanuts or popcorn or go to the fridge and get me some ice cream. And sometimes it gets to me. and but most of the time I am able to control it and go through the rest of the night with no eating. But when I wake up in the morning, it's like somebody just took a vacuum and took everything out of my stomach. And it's like I am just anxious to eat everything that I see in front of me. But I try to hold back until at least 8 o'clock. And then I will have my coffee, I will have my toast, my yogurt and those things. And then later in the day, I'll have a salad, a banana, and those kind of stuff. Yeah.
So I'm going to
But
stop you right there. What do you put in your coffee?
I'm lactose, so I use a lactose-free milk. I use very little sugar, and that's it.
Okay, stop. First of all, I have no idea. What is that from a cow? Is lactose, is that from a cow?
It's kind of,
Or
but
is it?
not really.
It's either a yes or a no. Either it's from a cow or it's not from a cow. I don't know what a kinda is.
Well,
Is it? Can someone in the Google?
said
Can you
it's
Google
from
it, Renee? Go
they
ahead.
say it's from a cow, but then they remove all the lactate stuff into it,
So it's from a cow.
and
So it's
then
from a cow.
yes.
Okay, so I said this to Carla. Why can't we see your beautiful face, Carla? I want to see your face. What did I say to you yesterday, today, or Carla, when we talked about milk? Does anyone else here drink whole milk, 1% milk? Anyone here drink milk from a cow? Anybody? I won't scream at you too hard. Marcia, you drink milk from a cow, Marcia? Huh? You're muted.
That's a watermelon.
Say it again.
Yes, all my life I grew up with it.
Okay. So, Hannah, this is for you, and I'll get with you in a second, Marcia. Lactose-free milk is real dairy milk that has been processed to remove or break down lactose, the natural sugar found in milk. This makes it suitable for individuals with lactose intolerance who may experience digestive discomfort when consuming regular milk. So, this is a learning lesson for today. Milk from a cow was probably designed for cows or calves, I should say. So if you're not a cow, we probably should not be eating cow milk. Um, there's oat milk, there's almond milk, there's all sorts of milks out there. We could do a whole lesson on milks. But I remember years ago when I was starting my fitness journey, I would go to fat. First, I did 2% milk, then 1% milk, and then fat free milk. And in my mind, I'm like, oh, I'm doing good. I got fat free milk. It's less calories, blah, blah, blah. And my mother was the first one I ever heard talk about, I think it was almond milk or something. And she's like, you want some almond milk? And I'm like, that's for old people. I don't want that, blah, blah, blah. I like tutti fruited my nose up to her almond milk. And then a few years later, I was at another event and they were talking about oat milk. And I was like, they're so Hollywood. Why do they have oat milk? But, and to be honest, the oat and the almond, I did a post on it on my page somewhere. I have to look it up with the different types of milk that you should have. And the oat and almond are better than the the animal. But long story short, Marcia, Hannah, and Carla, can you guys at least give a concerted effort to work on using a different type of milk? Yes, no, maybe so. Hannah, I can't hear you. You're muted.
I use coconut milk in my smoothies and it's coconut milk or almond milk, but
Okay,
it's just I think
so the
it
question
tastes so different.
is, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back. I'm not even listening. Hannah, can you make a concerted effort to stop using milk from a cow? Can you do that?
Okay, I'm gonna work on it.
Okay, I don't know what that means. Hannah,
Tina,
yes or
Tina, I
no?
have a question.
Can you? Yes. Yes.
Yes. Tina, I have a question. Besides, maybe calves drinking their mother's milk, are there any other reasons why we probably shouldn't consume milk?
From an animal?
Yes. Well,
Yes, I don't.
from cows, since we're on cows, I guess.
I
I
don't
don't
have
know what
that
other kind
answer.
of milk we would drink, but
Lamb milk. Like what was that thing I
who?
milked?
Okay. Well,
Goat
over the
milk,
years.
goat milk.
Oh, okay. All right. Never, I don't know. Anyway, the biggest thing for me, besides being super lactose, which everybody is, just different levels, is when it comes to cow's milk, it leaves like a lot of mucus in your body, from what I was told. Once I heard that and like saw this documentary, that also was a huge game changer to me. It's something about mucus and then the inflammation and how it increases that in your body, which are reasons we should not consume the milk. And I end my case. That's
I
it.
love it. I love it. And also, Aisha, I heard after the age of 2, we don't need that whole milk. It's like, and to give you another great example, and this is wild how children kind of know stuff. My son was small. He was always really small. And when he was younger, he didn't want to be short. So he was like, Mom, I don't, and he was skinny, he was scrawny, he was skinny. He's like, I don't want to be skinny, but I need regular milk. So I would buy him whole milk and we would have the fat free milk. And he like grew up so tall, like he like got so tall, and his sister, was just small. So the point is definitely like Aisha said, is it's got the mucus. I mean, if you want to get deeper, watch What the Health. You won't be eating any dairy food or stuff like that. If you watch What the Health, it'll like freak you out. But Hannah and Carla, Marcia left. Do you think you guys can chill on the whole milk, Carla?
Yes.
I can't. So I'm
You said
trying.
you said you said you said you said you cannot. Is that what you're saying? Go ahead,
Yeah.
Hannah. I'm sorry.
So for me, I can stop, but I cannot just abruptly stop. I can lessen my intake until I'm able to completely just let it go.
Okay, can you let it go till the bottle is empty and then not buy it ever again? If you
Yeah.
know that this bottle, what you're drinking, Carla, you said you can't. If you can't, then you don't have willpower. And I think God has given us all willpower. It's called mental toughness. If you're saying that that milk has control over you, then that's weak. I think you can, Carla. I actually know you can.
I
Renee's on
know,
mic.
but
What do you want
I'm
to?
like somebody, I was raised up on that, so it's gonna be really hard.
Carla, there were people who were raised on drugs. They were born on drugs. Is that okay? My mom was a drug addict. I was born on drugs. I'm gonna just have to take drugs my whole life. There were babies born into coke. Should they do coke their whole life? Is that what you're saying, my love?
No, that's not what I'm saying. That is totally not
So
what I'm
that yes, it is. You're saying I was raised on drinking milk, so I can't stop. This baby was born a coke addict, so they have to have coke their whole life. You know
but
I'm gonna
that's
be
not
hard on
what
you.
I'm saying. That's not
Okay,
what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is like certain things, I mean, like here is more like agile, what you call it, like when they do farming and everything like that. I mean, for me,
Carla,
it's hard. It's hard.
when I raised up, I had a farm right next to me, and I sometimes used to go and milk the cow myself. And I can tell you when your body gets older, or as you age, there is certain things your body can no longer take. And I have already felt it with the milk. That is why I started using other milks to get my body used to those other milks with the intention to one day just let it go. Yes.
And you see, Hannah, you said it right there. At first, you knew there was something wrong with it. That's why, let me go to lactose. But you're just like me, Hannah. And Carla, you're no different than I was. I told you I was drinking whole milk forever. And then I went from whole milk to 2% to 1% to fat free. So you're making an excuse. Hannah, I love it how you said you were doing it and you started changing it. We're going to stop talking about milk. But again, this just
Yeah.
go. We're supposed to be talking about intermittent fasting, and we're talking about milk. You guys remember Bernie Mac? Was it Bernie Mac? I want some cookies and milk. I want some cookies and milk.
Yes.
You know, some Oreo cookies and some milk taste real good. I can't say the last time I had some, but that's real good. No, but seriously, it's mental toughness, right? If you want to change the way you look, if you want to change your health, stop making, I'm stuck on milk. No, cut it out. Cut it out. You're bigger than that. You're stronger than that. So fasting. We talked about the 12-hour. There's 14 and 10. Fast for 14 hours. Eat for 10 hours. So that could be from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. or 9 to 7 or 8, whatever. Just picking 10 hours that you eat. Then there's 16 and 8. You fast for 16 hours. Eat for 8 hours. That's another way. Again, you have to do what's best for your body. There's something called OMAD. That's 1 meal a day. And on Mondays, I said, you know what? I'm going to do the OMAD. I'm going to do the OMAD. Because we do our 24 hours, right, Marcy? And Marcy, I got to give you big kudos, girlfriend, because you've been doing the Sunday fasting for 6 weeks now, maybe 7.
Yeah.
Actually, whatever. You've been doing it ever since we started. You've been
Yes.
doing it every single week. So I'm super stinking proud of you, right? It
Thank
becomes a
you.
way of life. When I went to Bermuda last year, the woman who lives there, who's Airbnb we got, she said her and her husband, they do it on a regular. It's their lifestyle. Every Sunday they fast until Monday, and then your body gets used to it. Like Aisha said, it gets a break. It's like, oh my gosh, she's finally letting me rest. She's letting me rest. So 1 meal a day, but of course you want to make sure you get all your vitamins and nutrients and stuff like that. But just the whole mental toughness. I'm about done with the intermittent fasting questions, comments, anything you want to add on, let me know. Floor is open.
So I want to go back to a point I wanted to make about the milk. If you think about it, when a baby is born, when we are born, we cannot have cow's milk. Why? Because they want our bodies to build an immune system against it's the babies have mother's milk or they have formula. They're not allowed to have cow's milk. And there's a reason why.
Because
Can I say something?
The bacteria in the cow's milk is very high, and the baby's immune system is it's not strong enough to fight back any bacteria from that cow milk.
Right.
You know, Renee,
Can I say
think after
something?
this, yep, I want to say something to Renee real quick.
Go
Renee,
ahead.
I think Hannah's going to stop drinking milk after this call, Renee. I think Hannah's giving us so many good tips. I think she's going to be on oat milk or almond milk after.
I'm going to do almond milk and coconut milk.
Go ahead, Molly.
Okay, no, I was just going to say back in the day, 47 years ago, when your sister was born, and back then they used to give you the pills to dry up the milk. And I had taken the pills, and they discovered that your sister was allergic to all of the milks, all of the formulas. So she ended up on goat's milk. So way back then, 40-something years ago, we were having problems with milk, and they weren't putting much stuff in it back then. So you can imagine what it's like now.
Okay, I got a funny for you
no.
guys. Do you guys remember when they delivered milk to the house in the glass containers? Am I the only person who remembers that?
Yes.
Yep.
I remember. Yes.
Where did it come from? I mean, I was a kid, but
Ideal Farms. Ideal Farms was the name of the company.
For me, where I'm from, it came from the farm, but
Came from right from the farm.
Yes.
You remember that, Hannah?
and sometimes even milk our cow for ourselves. And then we pay for it.
Wow. What about you,
But it
Marcy?
was
You remember milk?
love.
Yes.
There was no added ingredients or nothing extra. It was all natural. And a thing my mother always used to do before she give us the milk, she make sure she boiled the milk. And I grew up into an adult. And anytime I buy milk, it can be in a container. Whenever it reaches in my kitchen and I'm going to take it, I'm going to digest it, I have to boil it first.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Something
Wow.
I want us all to do at the end of the year, and I don't care if you live in an apartment, in a house, I want us all to start growing our own food. Right? If you have a backyard, grow
I'm
some
doing that already.
tomatoes, grow something. They have the kind where you can like have, even if it's your seasonings, right? You know how they have those things where you can just start light. So that's something I would love for us all to do at the end of the year, to have some type of food that we're growing ourselves, right? And if you really want to, I mean, I know people here who have chickens, you know, and if you, it's say for example, you guys live near, Renee's got chickens, Marcy's got some collard greens, Hannah's got some broccoli, Carla's got some tomatoes. We can switch and swap the food around. And we know where
So
it's
I
coming
have
from. I don't know.
blueberry, I have raspberry, I have celery, I
You do?
I have onions, yes. I start growing them already. My
Nice. What
seed
about you?
for my cabbage
Hang
just
on, baby girl.
germinates.
Yeah, like did you ever see the videos like they'll show the avocado, like take the seed of the avocado, put it in something and grow? Um
I have
with
two
that,
plants in my house.
see, you're gonna have to give us a lesson on that, Hannah. So we're gonna go around to let me know what you're thinking about making or growing in your house. We'll start with you, Marcy, then Aisha, Renee, Mommy, Carla. I
Hang
have
ten,
no
baby.
idea what I'm going to do seasonings. I'm going to get one of those things where you can grow seasonings. Marcy, you first. What do you want to grow, Marcy? By
Herbs,
the
because
herbs.
I
So,
can
so
do it on a smaller level.
yeah, so me and you can be doing the same thing. So if you find a container, Marcy, usually I see them when they're like standing up and they grow out like that, you
Yes.
know. So Marcy and I are doing
You
season. What
can,
about you, Aisha? Go ahead. I'm sorry. Thought I heard someone. Aisha
so
keeps
you
getting
can
kicked
do
out.
you know the crates you can buy in the store to pack your stuff in. You can get a medium sized one and bore holes at the bottom so it don't hold the water. And then you can put dirt in there and sow your seeds. And when they germinate, you can transplant them in there because that's what I'm doing.
Out. She says when
And
they germinate. When they germinate. Okay, girlfriend.
yes, you
I love it.
transplant them into that container.
I love it. Hannah's got a whole garden at her house. Renee, what are you going to grow?
I am going to do tomatoes and I am going to
We
do
don't eat tomatoes. Did you forget the conversation we had about tomatoes? Come on, girl. Why I got to keep telling you that? No tomatoes.
tomatoes earlier, but
Okay, well, you know we don't eat tomatoes.
berries, berries, and
What kind of berries?
um blueberries and strawberries. And if I can have 30 seconds, I'll share if I don't knock my water bottle over. If you don't have the space to dig into the earth or have containers, you can take a big bag of the potting soil, poke holes all over the bottom of it, and then in the top of the bag, you don't even have to, don't take it out of the bag, just make holes to put your
Cut
plants
it
in,
open.
and it'll be enough space
For what?
for whatever you're planting, like especially like the herbs and the berries, because they
Okay.
So for me,
Aisha,
I dry my own herbs and I do my own natural seasonings. So when I plant a lot of those. So during the summer, I harvest them and I dry them. And then I will buy the bag of red onions, yellow onions, and I will slice them up and dry them. And then I will put them in a blender or processor with clove, dried garlic, and then I will
Gallic.
just blend it and make my own seasoning. So that's how I do it. I
I
don't
love
really
it.
buy seasonings in the store.
I love it. Aisha said she's gonna make mint. But Aisha, what do you use? What is the mint for? You making a vodka and tonic? Is that what the mint is for? What is mint for? Yes.
Yeah, you know it is. No, I like to put like mint like in my water, in my tea. So yeah, I'm thinking small too. So I'll start with that.
What is the purpose? Not the purpose. What are the health benefits of mint?
Oh my gosh. Well, one, it helps with breath, but no, it does. It helps to like settle your stomach. I've always had I've always had issues with my stomach. My mom would tell you, even trying to find milk when I was a baby and all the things like so it actually helps with the digestive system as well. So mint, a lot of other things too. I can't think off the top of my head because I'm trying to cut these vegetables up, but yeah, a lot of different stuff.
Yeah.
Hannah's liking this topic. Go ahead, Hannah. I see you ready to jump in.
It's amazing because that's what I do during the summer. So I always wanted to experience on how to grow an avocado tree in my townhouse. So I keep searching, and one day I say, you know what? Let me just get an avocado and take the seed. And then I peeled the seed and I poked holes all on the avocado. And then I put it to sit in a small, like I take a bottle of water and then I emptied it out. But I cut the bottle in half and I turned it inside out. And I
This is a
put the
lot of work.
avocado. Yeah, but it's not. It's not. Me telling it to you seems like it's a lot. But I wish I
I'm
could show
tired just
you guys
listening to
the
you.
plan. I wish I could show you
Awesome.
guys the plan, but it's amazing right now. And in like
I love it.
3 weeks, 3 weeks or so, 4 weeks, it started to make the root. And then when it started making leaves, I put it in soil and it's growing awesome.
I love it. I love it. My girlfriend Marquita, she does her whole backyard with greens and all sorts of stuff. Carla, what are you growing this year for food? If you want to
Green
share.
bean.
You love
Green
the green
bean.
bean. Okay, I'm keeping you to that. So I'm going to end with something someone told me. Has anyone here ever done 3andMe or look at your genealogy stuff? Has anyone done anything like that before? So someone told me they did the 23andMe, and in the details and the letter that it said, I'm getting tired now. See, this is why I can't do classes at night. I get tired. Forgive me. They said it talks about your genealogy, where you're from, and we all know different people require different things for their body. So depending on which region of the world you're from, it'll tell you what type of food is best for you, the type of exercise that's best for your body type. I haven't done it yet. The person who told me, I said, well, you can buy it for me. Okay. You can do my 23andMe or genealogy or whatever. So I was just curious if any of you had ever done it. With that being said, next month, we're doing the 21-day juice fast. I met someone and she
Oh
does it
yeah.
she does it on a regular. So I asked her if she wanted to lead it for us. Some people are going to do it regular 21 days straight fasting with just juices. Some people are going to do it with one meal, and some people are not going to do it at all because health reasons like diabetes and stuff. So for next week, we're getting really focused with that. I really want us to keep each other accountable with our garden or whatever we are growing. I don't know why people think they can just call me. Don't you know? Like you got to have an appointment. Let me stop. Anyway, I think this was a good meeting. Outro, give me your final sayings, guys, before we get out of here.
So anybody who wants to know how to grow their avocado in their house,
Hannah,
or
stop, Hannah.
lemon plant.
Hannah. I don't know if this is true, but this is what I heard, Hannah. On your show, on your inspirational show, you're going to talk about on how to germinate food or whatever the heck you said. I don't know how to make some avocado trees on your live. You're going to make some videos on YouTube and send them to us. All right.
All right.
Send us some videos. We know that. All right, guys. I'm getting tired.
I have a garden inside my house.
Questions, comments, anybody? Aisha.
Well,
Go
I was
ahead.
able to start my meal prep because y'all know it's only 5:31 here, so I'm getting my dinner ready for tonight. So
Girl, you see me about to take my hair down, right? I'm ready to go to bed. I'm ready
you
to go
ready
to
to go to
sleep.
bed and I'm ready to eat because I'm hungry.
I'm tired. All right, crew. See you tomorrow at 5:25. Marcy, you coming to class tomorrow morning?
No. I ain't gonna even
I'm
try it.
not either.
I know I'm not.
I'm not either. I won't be there.
Yeah, it's a bit early for me.
He said it's a bit 12 o'clock. I'll see. No, I won't see you at 12. I won't be there at
No,
12. I
I
have a
will be
meeting.
there at 12 now. 12 I
Okay.
will be.
Okay, awesome. I have a meeting at 12, but in
Oh, I
good
have my
spirits.
class tomorrow.
All
Oh, I'll
righty.
be there with you, Miss Hattie, at 11.
Okay,
This
at
this
11.
this link right here, guys. All right. Have a wonderful day. Heavenly Father, thank you. In Jesus' name, we love you. Amen. Amen. Hallelujah. Amen.
Amen. Good night.